The elevator that went sideways. In the middle of an ordinary city, on an almost ordinary street, there stood a building that was not ordinary at all. It was 12 floors tall. It was painted with polka dots. And it had an elevator that didn't go up. It didn't go down either. It went sideways. Yes, sideways. Nobody knew why, and nobody knew how. It didn't matter. The building was called Sideways Towers, and the elevator had a big red button that simply said, "Let's go." One day, a curious kid named Juno moved into apartment 4B. Juno had big round glasses, a backpack full of pencils, and exactly 1 million questions every single day. Maybe more. Her parents warned her, never press the red button unless you're ready for something strange. So of course, the first thing Juno did after unpacking her toothbrush was press the red button. Click. The elevator doors closed. Whirr. And then, it zoomed sideways. Fast. Faster than a skateboard. Faster than a race car. Maybe even faster than a sneeze. When the doors opened, Juno wasn't in her building anymore. She was in a room full of floating jelly beans. Yes, jelly beans. Giant ones. All colors. Floating like balloons. A voice echoed, "Welcome to level suite 17. Bounce with care." Juno bounced from jellybean to jellybean, giggling, until she landed in a candy canoe that gently floated her back to the elevator. She pressed the button again. Click. Whir. Zoom. The doors opened again. This time, she was in a library, but not just any library. The books were alive. They whispered stories to each other. One purple book looked at Juno and said, "Want to hear a tale about a dragon who's allergic to gold?" Juno nodded. The book told her the story. It sneezed glitter every time it mentioned treasure. The talking bookshelf offered her a hot chocolate and said, "Come back anytime. Tuesdays are quietest." Back in the elevator, Juno pressed the red button again. Click. Whir. Zoom. Now she was in a room full of doors. Each door had a question on it. One said, "What happens if you tickle a cloud?" Another said, "Where do socks disappear to?" Juno picked the sock door. Inside was a world made entirely of lost socks. Tiny socks, huge socks, sparkly ones, mismatched ones. A polite sock named Captain Toepatch gave her a tour. "This is the Great Laundry Falls," he said. "And that's Mount Missing Lefty." Juno asked a million questions. The socks had answers for every single one. Back in the elevator, the red button sparkled. Juno pressed it again. Click. Whir. Zoom. This time she landed in a room where ideas floated in the air like bubbles. One idea said, "Invent a coat that sings when it rains." Another said, "Make pizza that tells jokes." Juno popped ideas one by one. She collected 3 in her backpack. When she returned to her building, it was still the same time on the clock as when she left. The elevator gave her a tiny silver card that said, "Come back anytime. Adventure available 24/7. And Juno? Well, she still asks a million questions. But now, sometimes, she already knows the answers. Because she has a sideways elevator. And every time she presses the red button, something amazing begins.